let's just jump right to Pacquiao Barrios, bro. Let's get right into it. Obviously, you've been in with both of them. You're going to be there commentating the fight. Who do you like?
I mean, it's hard to know, at the age of Pacquiao, what we're gonna get from him, But I'll tell you this: depending on his conditioning, right? Depending on how much he can pop in on that instep that he brought to me, that notorious fast instep, if he can pop in that instep, and if Pacquiao can get in, I know he can hurt Mario Barrios. I hurt Mario Barrios on multiple occasions. Tank hurt him. So I know Pacquiao can hurt Barrios. I think that's the one thing in Pacquiao's favor. Mario Barrios was hurt against Ramos, right? So that's the thing, is the defense of Mario Barrios is still suspect. He is there. He is willing to get caught. You can catch the kid. He's not hard to find. So, but the one interesting thing that was one of the takeaways when I fought him, even though I beat him, I said, he actually had a really good jab. And then he actually used that good jab when he beat Ugas, right? And Ugas beat Pacquiao because he stayed long, right? So I think if Mario Barrios works that good jab of his, stays long, makes the old man use his legs and do those stutter steps and works really hard to get on the inside, I think, he can. I think he can pull it off, because it's all. I said this before, but Manny Pacquiao is notorious, one of those fighters throughout his career. When you look at his resume, how come this guy beat him, but he beat this list of guys, and then this guy beat him, but he still beat this list of guys, and then he beat guys and he lost to guys that he beat, and this and that, right? So there's any given Sunday. For us, it's Saturday night, right? So there's the "Are you ready tonight?" aspect of boxing. Who's showing up tonight? Manny Pacquiao, July 19th, 2025. Who is he on that night? We are going to witness. We will find out. But that's a big question. And yeah, for that, I just slightly I just favor Mario Barrios. I think we're just in that new generation. And when you're truly, that's a sign too. This is almost an omen type fight. Manny Pacquiao loses to Mario Barrios, and we know, out with the old, complete new generation. We ain't gonna hear those names no more. Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao. It is just gonna be a done deal. But if he wins, he wants to run it back with the not. But I don't think he wants it, because I've been here. They could have got me first, so I don't think he really wants it.
I was gonna ask you that. Are you leaning more towards Barrios, like mainly because of Pacquiao's age?
Age and just styles. If Barrios makes him work for it, don't just try to beat up Pacquiao, but make Pacquiao work for it. Go back and watch how Pacquiao lost to Ugas.
Mm-hmm.
And if
Well,
he can
to be
copy him,
fair though, that was a late replacement. Like Pacquiao wasn't training for Ugas, right? He was training for
Pacquiao
Spence.
has 65 fights. You think he cares about a late replacement?
I don't think he cares, but you should. I think that was a lesson learned. No,
On that,
totally different style, totally different stance,
that
orthodox
was that
southpaw.
was after fighting me. That was post COVID. When he fought me, he fought, I forget, one of those 140 guys that moved up, beat him. Then he fought Adrian Broner. Then he fought me. He was active.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he was older, he was active. The
Right.
only activity he's had in this time off now is a few exhibition matches, which is, that's the only activity that he's had. So he
Mm-hmm.
hasn't been in fights, in fights, in fights. That's another reason. That's why I said this Saturday, on this day, what do we get? See, because the Manny Pacquiao that fought the replacement Ugas was coming off of COVID, not coming off of activity like when I fought him. So to me, Pacquiao doesn't look the same with long breaks. And this is another long break. So that's another reason why, if I was if you got to put your money on Pac, put your money on Pac. But if you want to bet and you want a safe bet, put the win on Ugas and put the knockout on Pacquiao and run it.
The win on Barrios. I got what you're saying.
Yeah, win on Barrios. Yeah.
I got you. When you did fight Pacquiao, you mentioned when you fought Barrios, his jab kind of surprised you. You were kind of surprised.
It was good. I fought a lot of champions, you know, and I've beaten a lot of champions. I've beaten a lot of ex-world champions and stuff. So when you get in a ring with a champion, even if you beat them, there will be one thing they did that will show you this is how he became champion. You know, he does this well. Mario Barrios also was very poised. He had a very good, just poiseness in the ring. Just being able to be in the ring and be calm and just hold his ground and not rush it and not get antsy. He was very that's impressive too. Something only champions can do, you know? And so even though that his poisoness has nothing to do with him landing a punch, it still got my respect that, you know, other fighters would feel pressure by the way I'm moving and I'm boxing and I'm trying to trap him and he just stayed poised. He didn't fall into traps. He stayed. Only champions can do such things. So his jab and his poisonous were the two takeaways that proved to me that he has been at a high level of boxing, even though he couldn't beat me.
What about Pacquiao when you fought him? Was there anything that surprised you? I mean, obviously he caught you with a shot. So no, nothing?
Everything.
Everything.
All the stuff. I got the best Pacquiao, man. Watch the fight. So he did this thing, right? He come in. He did this thing. He goes. Boop, boop. You know, he do this little. They hit you. He's southpaw, so he hit you with a right hook and then a short uppercut, right? And Winky used to do that to me, right? So I've never had nobody in boxing hit me with that punch in a fight.
Wow.
Winky did it to me in sparring back in the day, you know? But it's a two-piece. You got to put the punches really close together, but you're going from a hook to an uppercut. So it almost lands it's got like a 90% ratio, bro. I'm telling you, because when you do it so fast and you go from hook to because you're blocking this one, so you're getting hit by that one. You know, it's block. The block is not the block is to set up the uppercut. Right. So they're only doing this to get that. So he's going boom boom, and then he would come in boom boom boom, and then he would escape shoom, with angles and get low, you know? And it was the angles, it was the speed, it was the mixing in the short uppercuts. It is everything. They're small little tactics, but they're champion level tactics, you know, that I know, but I've never had anybody even try to really attempt besides Manny Pacquiao in a fight. He pulled out these things that we do to people in sparring, you know, amateurs or a younger pro or whatever, because they're like little trick setups, or I'll get in, boom, 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 and I'll escape, boom, 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 and I'll escape. And his escapes were on point. His speed was on point. His angles were great. And it was a great fight. It was a lot of fun. And I wish it never ended, man. I mean, I could have fought to the death. It was just a beautiful moment to be in the ring with a great fighter. It's what I live for.
You were able to turn that fight around, though. So, like, were you recognizing these things were happening during the fight?
Definitely. And he knocked me down when I was moving backwards. So from that point on, I was like, do it. Do it. You're going to knock me down. Knock me down moving forward. My chin's right here, pimp. Do it. The problem is, even though I was the aggressor, I didn't let my hands go as much as I needed to for the judges. When I look back at the tape, I know it's a very close fight. Very close fight. I know. And it's because it's a very close fight. I told someone years ago, I told him I lost that fight due to 15 punches. And he scratched his head. He stayed quiet. Then like 2 years later, I saw the same dude. And he goes, "Hey, Keith, remember you told me you lost the fight because of 15 punches?" I said, "Yeah, I remember." He goes, "That was a very interesting comment. So you made me go back and watch the fight." And then I watched the fight and I was like, yo, Thurman was right. And I was like, come on, man. I mean, it is what it is, you know? Because 15 punches, it doesn't have to be 15 punches in one round. It could be 8 punches in this round, 7 punches in that round. But if I 15 more punches, I just need to get one more judge in one of these close rounds to swing it back into my favor. It's my fight. So even with how the whole fight went down, I mean, I was just a little bit of activity is what made me fall short outside of the knockdown.
Yeah. Any
Without the
advice?
knockdown, I won the fight. We know that. We know that.
Any advice for either guy before they step in the ring, since you've been in with both?
Nah, man. I mean, to me, Pacquiao, win, lose, or draw, he's a legend, baby. You know? So I'll just, God bless both men and may the best fighter win.